Hi guys, how are you today? I hope you are fantastic, you are good. So before I explain my subject or my material, before that I would introduce myself. My name is Marcos Balamau, NPM 0101200027. My program study is English Education, Faculty of Teacher Training and Education at Universitas Pacific Morotai. So in this time I would to criticize one of the journal of reading, and I have choose the title, and the title is Indonesian EFL Learners Respond to Extensive Reading Benefit and Challenge. And for the title, I have write in slide. Maybe you can read after this. We're gonna move to abstract. The abstract is due to its many benefit for specific skill. Extensive reading has been trusted one of the best solution in stimulating student language acquisition. However, apart from the benefit, it offers some constraints and issues were also reported that arise from both teacher and student. The current study attempted to investigate first the benefit of ER on specific skill recognized by university student and the obstacles they face in implementing ER. The study involved 4 students of an English education study program at a university in Riau, Indonesia, who implemented ER before they entered the university. The data were collected through open-ended questionnaire adapted from ARI 2019 and interviews. Finding in discussion about the participant response to ER are then presented, and suggestions for future research are also given. And the keywords: benefit, challenge, and extensive reading. And for introduction, as one of the macro skills in language learning, reading plays an important role in student language acquisition. However, in its implementation, especially in the context of EFL, several major problems are often encountered. Some of them are the low reading comprehension of students because the reading materials they read are difficult to and exceed their abilities. According to Kwelju 2000 in Cahyo and Widiawati 2006, among the scholars who expressed several others basic principles of ER that's proposed by Day and Benford 2002 are the most widely used as reference by the researchers and educators worldwide. Initially, there were the basic principles of ER that characterize the application of ER. Maybe if you can read. There has been little research examining the effect of ER on students who are still implementing ER, have taken ER course as a part of the curriculum, and have started ER Science High School time at context EFL. Thus, the current study investigates the benefits and challenges in implementing ER faced by 4 students who are currently still implementing ER at University in Riau, Indonesia. This research was expected to contribute both in theory and practice, especially in promoting reading literacy, which is still low in Indonesia. According to Nurtiyanti and Suryanto 2010, it was deemed vital since determining the level of ER success requires an understanding of how ER serve Indonesian students and the challenge they confront. It was also crucial to figure out what steps should be made and how to make ER a habit in Indonesia school. The research method of this journal, the current study is descriptive qualitative research revealing the benefits and the challenge of ER experienced by 4 university students majoring in English at a well-known university in Riau, Indonesia. An initially questionnaire was sent to the 7th semester Students from the two classes in that university through a Google Form link distributed via WhatsApp. First, formal permission to conduct the current research was obtained from the lecturer teaching both classes. Second, the focus of the study and the procedure to collect the data were truthfully described to the student at the end of their online class meeting. Then the student with the willingness to participate in the present study were asked to file in the questionnaire prepared by the researcher. The questionnaire was adapted from Array 2019 and include both open and closed-ended questions to collect data in any student who has been doing ER before they enter the university and is still doing it until the current time. The questionnaire consists of 3 sections. Section 1, the open-ended question asked the student to write their ER definition in their own words. Next, in section 2, the student had to answer 6 Likert scale questions that contain the benefit of ER. Then about the ER challenge open-ended question, section 3, were included in the questionnaire, which is the student describe the ER challenge in their own words. Certain students filled in the questionnaire, but only 4 of them were chosen to be participants of the study. The 4 students were selected on the basis of their degree of intensity of implementing ER and some other related information they had shared. These 4 students confirmed their willingness to be interviewed via video call. And for the result and discussion, the following paragraph center on the finding from the questionnaire and interview analysis on the 4 participant benefit and challenge in implementing extensive reading. The next section will present the discussion session regarding these findings. Understanding on ER. Before exploring the benefit and challenge felt by students after doing ER, it is important to know the level of student understanding of ER. It is assumed that the ER practice carried out by students will be closely related to how deep their understanding of ER itself. The student understanding of ER was asked in point 1 of the questionnaire. Meanwhile, their understanding of ER was featured explored during the interview. The benefit of ER. Before the benefit of ER from each research participant are described, it is important to know when they started doing ER. Based on the questionnaire, Rina has been implementing ER Science High School Grade 2 and 2. Then May has mentioned reading English book Science High School Grade and 3. Meanwhile, Yesi and Yuna have been doing ER Science they first entered university. From the interview result with the 4 students, some prominent excerpts were obtained about the benefit of ER and the development of specific skill. Challenge of implementing ER. From the result of the interview has explored the obstacles in implementing ER in the first year. And discussion. ER is defined into several meanings by scholars. They interpret ER as free voluntary reading, white reading, pleasure reading, and self-selected reading. According to Ng, Renande, and Chong, 2019, judging from the definition of ER written by the participant in the questionnaire, ER was defined in various ways. Meanwhile, the core principle of ER reading based on personal interest to build a culture of reading pleasure in English so that one's English language skill also increase, following the final goal that should be achieved by ER Day and Benford 2002. Thus, any misconception about ER are fundamental to be straightened out for students so that the correct ER practice is carried out and ER goals are achieved. In general, the findings of the benefit of ER present by the 4 students have impact on several skills an increase in reading interest as well as a decrease in reading anxiety. The study also showed that for students have their own desire to read English reading material. According to Takase 2007, explained the intrinsic motivation will greatly affect how much time a person spends reading. May show that at beginning of her efforts to form a reading habit, she did try to read on her own 2 to 3 times a week. Is the assumption here is based on Rina narrative that some of the book provided by her mother are that interest in reading in a foreign language such as the context in Indonesia is closely related to home literacy and reading habit in their L1 language as expressed by Medford and MC Gwen 2011. The next benefit expressed by the student from their reading habit was in an increase in their understanding and as of English grammar, especially in writing. Yes, she calls it the term ringing, which is an unconscious process that automatically occurs when some understand the message contained in the language. According to Krasen 2013, many benefits of ER have been found by many scholars as described in the introduction part and other benefits that have been explored. And for the conclusion, there has been a general suggestion that ER in approach that stimulates student language acquisition, which can increase specific skill unconditionally but significantly. To build literacy, Indonesian people, especially students, should start to form reading habits, which are a major part of implementing ER. Notwithstanding the findings revealed in the study, the participants are very limited and they almost have the same academic background and achievement. Therefore, the result can not be generalized. Expanding the number of research participants of selecting those with various academic backgrounds will be suggested for future research. And maybe this might criticize of the journal. So if I make the troubles or miss of my advantage and disadvantage about the journal, I'm say sorry, but I just try to learn to criticize the advantage and disadvantage of this journal or article. 1. The title is very good, only 8 to 12 words and interesting. Second, abstract is very short, concise and clear and has keywords. 3. For the introduction section, there is no brief explanation of the meaning of extensive reading. For information, maybe I think the beginner research may be confused and do not what is extensive reading. For the beginner, maybe them search about that what is extensive reading or the meaning. And next, the 4, the research method uses a qualitative descriptive, but the sample is small. Sample in this journal just 13 students, and for the interview the selecting be 4 students and less, and the rest is very good and interesting to be used as a reference. So I think it's good if you want to be your reference of reading research. Maybe this is my assessment I have made. So if have the troubles of or a miss in about this journal, I say sorry again. And if you have critique and suggestion, please write in I can improve myself to be better.